Nathan Zegura, the head coach of your Cleveland Browns, for this week's game preview presented by Ticketmaster. And Coach, it doesn't get easy in the NFL. Every week a big challenge. Last week in Minnesota, this week on the road to LA to take on the 3-1 Chargers, who are off of back-to-back wins over the Chiefs and the undefeated at the time Raiders. This is a good football team led by a very good second-year quarterback, Justin Herbert.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, I think. And if you think about it, it's a new system on offense, defense, and special teams. And I think the guys have a great feel for what they want to do. I think the quarterback's playing within the system. He's really big, he's really athletic, he can make every throw, and he's making good decisions. And I think with that team, they're +3 in the turnover margin. They certainly understand how to win, and it's evidenced by these last two games where they beat their division opponents in some really big games.
Yeah, in those two games, clean sheets on offense, 5 takeaways on defense, and often that's enough to tell you what happened in those games, isn't it?
That's exactly right, and that's something that we talk quite a bit about around here. And just going back to our last game, we were +1 in a really tight game. You come out of there with a victory. So again, the focus for us going on the road, which is so important to play clean football on offense and so important to take that ball away on defense.
So you were brought in to be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns because what you did as an offensive coordinator. Their head coach, Staley, was brought in for what he did as a defensive coordinator. What has this Chargers D shown you? I know they've got Bosa, they've got Derwin James, Samuel Jr. is playing at a high level. They've been pretty good on that side of the football.
Yeah, they have impact players really at every level of their defense, and they do a nice job. They'll give you multiple personnels. I think they have 3 or 4 different nickel packages. They have dime, they have their base. So it's very versatile from a personnel standpoint. And then from a front and coverage standpoint, you're also going to see guys moving around. Derwin James plays a role for Coach Staley like John Johnson played for him with the Rams. He'll line up at nickel, he'll line up at safety, he'll line up at the dime. He'll really be all over. So that they have a versatile attack, and that means we have to be really good in our identification and our communication on offense.
And that leads us to our question of the week from Michael Argento, and he says, if you had to choose one, which is more fun for you, building the game plan during the week or the play calling and in-game adjustments, that chess match between you and, in this case, their head coach?
Yeah, I really enjoy both. I would tell you that the game plan building, I think we have a really good process. I think our coaches are heavily involved in putting that plan together. And then game day, it's a team effort. So I always tell the guys they could call plays. You just put your finger on and you start reading. All those plays are on there for a reason. We feel confident in them. We feel confident in our players.
Offensively, we're coming off to back-to-back great defensive performances, truly dominant. Offensively, some misses, some opportunities, though, that are presenting themselves, and still enough to win. That's the bottom line here in the NFL. What's kind of that next step to get this offense where you want it?
Yeah, I think we missed on some opportunities in this last game. I've seen us hit them in practice. I've seen us hit them in games, so they will come. It's kind of similar to our sack numbers, and we're applying pressure, and then the sacks come in bunches. I feel confident in the plan. I feel really confident in the players. And we just got to continue to grow and work at it. Not to say that you're going to hit 10 of them this game or 20 of them the next game. We'll hit our shots, but we just got to stay on track and make sure that we're moving the football.
And you can always move it on the ground. And if you look at this Chargers, statistically speaking, last week was the anomaly. They shut down the Raiders, but that was game flow. They're down 21-0. This is a team that you can run the football on. And when you can run the football, that potentially opens some things up for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, this defense is unique. They play a lot of shell coverage, a lot of cover two. They're good players.
Yeah.
They have good guys up front, including number 98, Linval Joseph, who I was with in Minnesota, is a huge man, great player. So nothing's going to be easy, whether you run it, whether you throw it versus this front. So we just got to make sure we're about our business, and when we get to third down, you got to stay on the field. You got to find a way to continue to move those chains.
You know, a lot was made of some of the comments by Joey Bosa that, you know, when Derek Carr gets hit or you get pressure on him, you can run. Isn't that true of every quarterback in the NFL? Isn't that the one way to disrupt any passing attack? If you're hitting them and making them throw it before they want to, chances are the defense is going to have success.
It is, and that's what you talk about when you get the players in on Wednesday and you present the game plan to them. Every week we're trying to apply pressure to the quarterback, and I don't think there's any quarterback that likes to get hit,
Sure.
over and over and again. But I know that affects the quarterbacks throughout the game, and if you can apply consistent pressure, I think from your defensive front, whether you're blitzing and or not blitzing and rushing forward, it affects the passers because it makes them move off their spot. It makes them change their launch point, change their arm angle. So it is only going to applying pressure is only going to help the defense in that regard.
And Coach, so far your team, according to Pro Football Focus, has applied pressure more frequently than any team in the NFL. I'd like to see that continue this week. Best of luck on Sunday against the Chargers.
Thanks, Nathan.